So as we are in the discussion of the DAX functions, so we discussed about maybe 4 to 5 types of the functions. So we are in the middle of textual functions usually. Textual in the sense like whenever you are playing with the text columns, we need to see the like as per your requirement what other functions can be implemented. And I think 1 or 2 functions are pending is there, like blank function, concatenate X function, exert function, and fixed functions. So let's understand what is a concatenate and exert function. Rest three I'm just going to ignore it. So these and all we have discussed I think last class. What is a trim function, left, right, mid. I'm just taking the same table only, and we'll try to add the one more table, sorry, one more column. So to understand the concatenate operation, you should know the what is a concatenate. So which is nothing but combining the two columns. Is it combines only two columns or more than two columns? As you can see the description here, joins two text strings into a one text string. The clearly mentioned is only two here. Okay. And also concatenate X is there, evaluate expression for each row on the table, then return the concatenation of those values in a single string result separated by the specified delimiter. So one will be simple concatenation, another one will be in between. You can add the delimiter also. For example, this column, comma, this column, something like this. Even you can perform the expression also, like whenever you are subtracting some expression also, it can be possible. We'll see the example, you will understand. The X functions always will be like calculations. Concatenate. What is this? For example, English country region name, comma. I'm concatenating the state as well and close it. So as you can see clearly on the screen, it is concatenating the two columns. It is concatenating the two column values. Let me try to add one more column. Let's say I'm adding the city as well. Okay. Clearly showing the warning message. Click on the enter button. Too many arguments. If you see the error message, too many arguments were passed to the concatenate function. The maximum argument count for the function is only 2. So the error message clearly indicating the maximum concatenate function can allow only 2 parameters, which means 2 columns only. So anyone tell me what is the alternative if you want to concatenate 3 columns? For example, in between I want to add a space. Is it possible here? Yes or no? It's throwing error message. Can I add and symbol here? So everything is possible because after comma there shouldn't be any comma, because if you have the 2 3 comma then it will treat as the different parameters. Still you can add the here whatever space or and symbol. Same concept even you can follow also. For example, whenever you have a situation, let's remove this one. Don't add anything. Take the English country region name and state names and city name. And whenever you want to add a space, that is you guys know, should be the and symbol. In between there should be one space. And this is how we need to use a concatenate function. For the alternative for the concatenate function would be no need to use the function also. Directly you can use the and symbol and concatenate n number of columns. So as of now we have a restriction that is called as a, it will allow only two functions only. Sorry, two parameters only. So that is what about the concatenate, comma, state and close it. The next one is there is a exact function. Sometimes we mean there are situations we need to compare the two column values also. Whether wherever exactly matching, then you can check, and if not matching also. Let me take one English country column. Okay, and let's take as a upper column. Okay, let's see first whether it's a case sensitive or not. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to check this column values with C underscore upper values. So here United States is there, here also United States is there, but only thing is here everything is a capital letter. So whether this value is equal to this value, if you do it logically it's matching, but only thing is case sensitive is there. We will try to understand. There is a function called exact function is available. Exact function is available. We will check that one. So C underscore exact equal to is clearly indicating checks whether two text strings are exactly the same. If it is true, the return as a true, or else false. It is a clearly mentioned it is a case sensitive. Exact is a case sensitive, but anyhow let me try. English country region name comma C underscore uppercase. So what is the expected output now? Is it matching both the column values? Obviously it is not matching because it is a purely case sensitive. Here everything is a mixed capital plus small letters, but here is everything is a capital letter. So if you go and compare it, obviously you will get as everything as a false. Click on the tick mark or click on enter button. So now see this one, everything is coming as a false, false, false. Now go to the uppercase. Where is upper? Let's remove this upper function. Like let it be. Anyhow, I'm not doing anything here. Just testing purpose, I removed the uppercase now. Now the both the columns are same. Yes or no? This column and this column ultimately same only. I'm not doing anything. I'm just taking the two columns. Now see immediately. You guys can see here everything coming as a true, true, true. See, sometimes whenever you're doing the validation or whenever you want to join the two tables, so we are make sure that we are whenever joining we are make sure that the both the column values are matching, particularly in the string columns, particularly in the string column. Then you can use the exact function wherever applicable. So that is what about the exact functions, and there are lots of many other functions available. Okay, this x functions and all like concatenate x, and there are many other x functions available that we can discuss either in the statistical functions or mathematical functions will come. So I'm just moving to these two category. These two are very very important as part of I'll showcase, then you will understand. Anyone has any questions till now? So try to understand. The only I'm moving to mathematical. If you anybody wants to know what are the mathematical functions available, as I told you, I pinged you the link already. Just click on the mathematical or trigonometry functions. Trigonometric you can ignore it. Okay, trigonometric functions we know where we are going to use. We are not like science students or we are not mathematical students. Okay, but let's try to understand. We have a ABS function like absolute value, and as I told you, cos 90, cosine, and a sine 90s, these are like tangent. Until this is nowhere required for us, except ABS is required. Rest three we can ignore it. And there are ceiling functions available combining the two columns. Again, the cos function, cos 0, currency, degrees. If you see this one, if you ask me, there are maybe only one ceiling function and ABS function. We can discuss more. So like this, let's try to understand the important functions. Try to understand the important functions. Same way, if you go to the bottom, there is a function called sum and sum x also. Only sum will come into the mathematical functions. Rest, there is an option called minimum function and max function or average functions. Everything will comes under statistical functions. I don't know why they given sum in the mathematical under mathematical category. Rest will be in the statistical category. For example, go to statistical functions. Now, as you can see here, average, average a, average x, and then there are count functions available like count a, count ax, count blank, count row, count x functions. Don't worry, I will explain you what is x functions. Then followed by there is a max, max a, max x, min, min a, min x. Okay, so these are the important functions as part of this one. So rest all you can see this one, this sine a, std, square root pa function, summarize function, tan. So these are all like, there are lots of functions available, but we can ignore time being. So coming to mathematical, statistical functions. Statistical, as I told you, minimum, min x, min ax. Same way, max, max x, max ax. One second. Min a, min x. Okay. And same way, average, average a, average x. Give me a minute. Max, max a, max x. Max, max x. Okay. The next category is min a, min x. Min a, min x. Same way. So the starting itself we have functions called these three: average, average a, average x. If you understand one function, then it will be very easy. Average, average a, average ax or x, I could say. There are ax functions also will come. The next one, next couple of category will be count, count a. These are the functions I'm talking about: count, count a, count ax, count blank, count a, count ax, count blank. Count functions are very important. Sometimes we need to count only blank rows. Sometimes we need to count only the null values. How many null values are there? Sometimes we need to count only what else we have it, rows, total rows. There are slight difference between the multiple count ax blank rows, count x also is there here. Anyone has any questions? So these are the functions, and apart from this there are a couple of cross join. The most important one, without cross join there won't be any Power BI DAX interview. Sometimes if you want to join the two tables, join the two tables, but unfortunately if you don't have the common column between two table, unfortunately if you don't have the common column between two table, then we need to use the cross join functions. Okay, anyhow we'll discuss practically. Everything is practical only. I'm just trying to make a note of this one so that when you're starting tomorrow we can discuss more. So I think we are good with this category. Like even we have a couple of more. If I feel anything important, I will list out tomorrow also. So now go to the mathematical, very easiest category. The first one is ABS function. ABS function. If you see the values, you will understand. So did I explain mathematical already? No. Information function, okay, logical functions, fine. So now let me quickly add a one table, enter data, mathematical, the column number C1, C2, C3 and C4. For example, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So here I'm just adding as a 100.78, 0, 55.67, minus 89, so minus 90, like anything divided by 0, 1 category we covered, negative value also covered. Like there is a one more category like 5, 78.35, something like this. This is after 0.5, this is 70, minus 78, 44, something called 99.76. And also I'm just adding as it 2 2s are 4, 25, 3 3s are 90, 36 and 78, something like this. Square root of 5 is nothing but 25, you would get it 25, 9, 3, 1 second, I'm just adding something like this. So if you have the proper table, then you will get it. Click on the load option. Got it. So we got the new table. So the first one is ABS function. Sometimes, for example, we have a net banking, right? We have a net banking here. So if you see, there is a, whenever you log into net banking, the amount will come, that right side there is a CR will be there. That means amount created, and same amount and debited also will be there. DR also will be there, or some of the net bankings maybe minus symbol will be there, plus symbol there. So what is the meaning of that one? Usually whenever CR is there, it's a positive number. In the amount should be created or added to the what is my current balance. When I say minus negative, what should happen? For example, if I have 1 lakh rupee in my account, if 1000 rupee withdrawn, thus this minus this amount should be there. Okay, and so here what I'm trying to say, the all the CR should be, the created amount should be positive here. Okay, so sometime, some situation, even though in database level we have the negative numbers, for example in this column, we have minus 89, or in this column we have minus 90, minus 78. Let's say I'm taking the C3 column, I'm going to add a ABS function. So C underscore ABS equal to ABS function and C3 column. Just to close it, nothing will happen. The negative will remove. That's it. If the value is already positive, it will display as a positive only. If the value is negative symbol, then the only negative symbol will be removed. The value will be converted as a positive value. Okay, that is what about the ABS function. And cos, sine, this all you can ignore it. The next one will be ceiling function. Okay, then followed by divide, even, exponential value, fact value, the floor value. I'm checking the relevant functions. Okay, fine. So there is a function called ceiling. Can anyone tell me what is ceiling? Meantime, the floor function is there. Even round function has to come. Round up, round down. So these are like a relevant functions. So ceiling function. So ceiling is nothing but round to next nearest value. Yes, yes. So these are like it looks like a similar, but little bit difference will be there. Usually assume that you guys staying in the maybe your PG or home, right? You know there are two things here. So there is a floor in the home. Yes or no? There is a floor in the home. So this is called as a floor here. And also assume that there is a fan in the ceiling floor. There is a name called ceiling fan also. Correct or not? Ceiling fan is nothing but the which of the fan which we are attaching or adding on top of the our home. Top, I could say. So usually ceiling is keep in mind towards up. It is rounding to next nearest max value. For example, if I have 100.98, it will display as a 101. That is what my expectation. Let's say sometimes if you have 100, okay, it has to round to the next nearest minimum integer number. Then the point value will be ignored, only 100 will be added. So it's up to you. It's rounding to the next nearest value, rounding to the minimum nearest value, or max nearest value, or max minimum. That is, I'm sorry. That is what about the ceiling and then floor function. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm taking any one of the column, maybe your column number C2, C underscore ceiling equal to ceiling, the number comma significance, rounds a number up. Clearly each and every function has they given a clear discussion, rounds a number up to the nearest integer or to the nearest unit of a significance. For example, like I'm giving as a I think we are missing one more parameter. Let's say 0. 0 in the sense I'm significance or 1 second. Okay, so go with the default one. Usually the ceiling is not at all required any of the significance actually. So I would suggest don't get confused. It is rounding to the next nearest value. As you can see here 100.78, it is going for the 101. The already 0 value is 0 only. The 55.64 is going for the 56 minus 89. 78.35 is going for the 79. Doesn't matter how much decimal values. It is less than 0.5 or above 0.5 or doesn't matter. It is simply round to the next max value. Significance as of now ignore it. Here you will get confused if I talk about. Okay, same function only. I'm just going for the floor. As I told you, floor is down, right? Floor is down in the sense like value will be minimum value, or you can simply say it will pick the only integer numbers. See this one, 100 is coming, sorry, 100 and 55 is coming. Compare the only two values. Only compare the two values. Simply is ignoring the decimal values and picking the only this value. So this is how we need to go for the ceiling or floor. And there is a relevant functions. Round function. This you will understand very clearly. There is difference between the floor and then round and all. Round down is there, M round is there, round up is there. We'll discuss round and C2, close it. Oops. Too few arguments were passed. Number of digits. I don't want any digit. Okay. So understand very clearly. Compare only C2 with round function values. Compare only C2 values with round values. So this one is very clear. What I'm trying to rounding here? Round the value without any decimals. That's okay. 100.78 is nothing but 101. 55.64 is nothing but 56. It is also going to the next max value. 78.35, it is going for the 78 only. So it is not going to the next max value, it's going for the minimum value, taking integer number only. Can anyone unmute and tell me what is happening here, how it is working in the round function? Are you guys with me or? Hello?
Bala, I think it's a combination of ceiling and floor.
Combination of?
Ceiling and floor.
Ceiling and floor. Okay, but why, my question is why it is going for 78 here? It should be 79, right?
Right.
If you're going for the ceiling, why it is going for the floor?
So it's ignoring the decimal values which is nearest to
Ignoring decimal
the.
values means?
For example, 78.35 is already, we can consider that exactly as 78.
Bharat, you are trying to say
So,
something.
no, below zero point 0.5 it will be, it will take the previous, and above zero point 0.5 it will consider the next 12.
Exactly. That is what I'm expecting. That is what I'm expecting. So round function will check the decimal value crossing zero point 0.5 or zero point 0.6 and above. If it is less than 0.6, sorry, less than 0.5, then should be the minimum value. If less than, greater than 0.5, then it will go to the ceiling value or max value. That is what about the round functions. So I don't want to be hurry. As I requested earlier in the beginning, I have to leave now. I need to go to my daughter's school. So see you tomorrow, same timing, 8 o'clock. If you don't have any questions, we'll drop please.